Hillary, can you tell us? Okay, it's been a long time since I've had the chance to speak to you because we pandemic thing. Where are all of your properties?
Well, my first property that James helped me was in Thorold. And actually, we bought the property because James said that he was going to buy one. So I figured if he had confidence in the project, then at least he's been in the industry. So so we got that property with James, and then we were a little bit scared, and I think James realized that. We had a chat in Tim Hortons after that, and we were kind of concerned, is it going to be rented out and all that? And then anyway, we closed on the property in August, and then it was fully rented immediately. And I think on my birthday, 2016, you helped us buy another one.
Right.
So that was like how many?
I think it was maybe 6 months later.
6 months later, yeah. We were comfortable already.
Yeah. Well, and the first one, what he doesn't also mention is it was easy because it was new construction. So there's no maintenance, there's no anything. That was our Winterberry properties, right? So
and you bought a plan, right?
Yes.
It doesn't exist yet.
Yeah. So under Terry warranty. So that's a good way to like easily get into the market without having to worry about too much. Because that's a lot of investors' first time purchase concerns is like, what if a roof leaks? What if something else happens? And that kind of took away a lot of those concerns. And then once how it was so easy to fill, then you're like, oh, I can do this. Let's buy something else.
Yeah.
And I don't know if you know, but like that street is like a number one choice for students in that market.
Well, why?
Did you know that?
No, because I have a wonderful property manager who deals with the filling, and I actually do not know who my tenants are.
That's the way it should be. If you hire,
I know, but as a business owner,
like
for example, if a good friend of mine's a school principal,
Yeah.
and her son was looking for a place, and specifically asked, "Do you know anyone with property on Winterberry?"
Yeah.
Right, which is the street your brand new property on, and you were unsure about it, and now it's like the most desired location now for Brock University students.
Yeah.
Isn't that funny how that works out?
Yeah.
You should have kept yours, James.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah. ABM screwed up.
We did okay. I transferred it to another student rental in Hamilton, a little bit closer to home, easier to manage for me. So
I just.
Yeah, I know.
Okay, all right, Hillary, do you mind sharing what did you pay for this first property?
We paid $351,000.
Yeah, the numbers were amazing.
Yeah.
And it was how many square feet was it again? Was it 2,000?
So there's the two options at the time. There was the semis, and then there was the towns. I think yours was the town, right?
Yeah.
It's a Chadwell. Oh,
Yeah.
And so those were 1,700 square feet versus the Emersons, which were 1,900. But they were all still 7 bedrooms.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
But it's interesting how that market has changed. So I mean, we were talking about values and stuff in Winterberry, and they shot up through the roof for a while, and then they all paused. And then something's happened within the last 12 to 14 months where there's just investors can't get enough of anything on that street. So we keep seeing those prices go up and up and up and up. So and the numbers are, I think the most recent sale, actually we haven't even shared that as a team. It was similar to the one that Tammy on our team sold. And it sold for $990.
Wow.
Right.
What did Tammy sell hers for?
$820 or something like that. So within just a matter of months. So we've seen a massive run up.
Same unit?
I think there was a few differences, but it's still a semi at that one. So I mean, you factor in a little bit for the difference between the town and the semi, and he did okay coming from the 350 mark.
Yeah.
It's almost a triple.
That's a home run for sure.
I mean 3x. I mean,
Yeah.
But yes, I'm sure people would call that a home run.
Yeah.
Do you remember what the original rents were? What was the rents in the first year?
First year it was rented for $31.50. Okay.
I think we were looking at around 500 a room, 475 a room when we started.
475, 450. Actually, 450, 475, and 500 for the. There were
Master
two
master,
large.
the big master bedroom.
Yeah.
And then, I know you're pretty hands off. Do you know what it's rented for today?
It's rented for $3,000, but we only have 5 students.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. The thing is, it seems like when you have less students, you have less wear and tear, and so actually no, six students. It's $3,000. I think.
Mhm.
Yeah.
500 each. Yeah.
I think the distribution is different because what happens is I think they get a group of students and they distribute among themselves, and the property manager just has one lease with all the students. So yeah.
It's an interesting story, though. This property manager handles things a little bit different. Do you want to explain kind of their logic and how they manage your property compared to some of the other rentals?
Yeah, so what he does is you have to furnish your rental with a bed and standard.
Furnished,
Yeah. He has a standard, equipment. Like if it's a bed, you have to get it specifically from a certain supplier. IKEA number, this. So you have to buy
It's a
everything.
system, right?
And I think what he does is he just shows one house to the students, and and you have to come as a group. Okay, yeah. And I think he's done a very good job. I'm really happy.
I thought it was pretty genius because then any repairs
Yeah.
he gets, it doesn't matter which property it is, he knows where to go to get it replaced. It's identical to the previous one he got, unless
Yeah.
something goes like IKEA discontinues something. But
Yeah.
I hadn't heard that before. I thought it was pretty cool.
Yeah.
That's pretty neat.
Yeah, but the other thing is in terms of maintenance. I told you I had to spend like almost $5,000 in terms of fixing it up and all that before I could rent it. This property manager could take. So I think the most important thing when you're doing student rentals is to have a system, a system that can help you through the process,
Including screening.
Screening, and the thing is, if you have all the furniture, then the students will not move anything. Okay, so
less wear and tear.
So we don't
moving.
we would not paint the house. We would
Yeah.
not repair any items.
Yeah, that was the biggest thing for
Yeah.
me with the Winterberry ones, is that we found that the wear and tear from the students was, and it's a lot more noticeable on a new construction.
Yeah.
So when everything's perfect,
It's perfect, yeah.
and they dent and ding walls, bringing up their dressers and this and that, right? So when
Yeah.
it's furnished, I think the only thing they bring is their mattress.
Yes, only the
Yeah,
mattress.
so nice and soft. You don't have to worry about damaging walls.
Yeah, especially these days. Just buy those
In a
vacuum
box.
sealed ones, yeah.
Yeah.
ND or whatever. You should probably get sponsored by ND. Give everyone a coupon when they move in. Well, because they're so tiny, right?
Just deliver a mattress in a box.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, sorry, I cut you off. You were talking about the second property in 2016 on your
Yeah.
birthday. Nice present to yourself. Wait, you bought it on your birthday? You closed on your birthday?
Actually, we went to see the property on my birthday.
Okay, that's
Yeah.
how. Yeah,
But it
something I
closed.
would do.
It closed later.
Yeah.
I'm more interested in making money than celebrating my birthday. Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
What did you buy? Where was it? What is it?
It was a townhouse in Hamilton, Upper Mountain.
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
And I think originally that was back when rent to own still made sense.
Yeah.
So
Oh, you did an RTO.
those initial conversations were about rent to owning a property. So you're probably happy you didn't rent to own the property.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
what do you mean? Like you just chose not to, or the tenant bailed?
No, the tenants still have an option to purchase it from us. They have been there for a long time. And
2016. That's a long time.
Yeah.
For a tenant, yeah.
Yeah.
So did the option expire and now it's just at market value?
Yeah, we have our own agreement in terms
Gotcha.
of when they are ready to buy it, they'll buy it from us. So
Okay.
it's
Yeah.
Yeah, what did you pay for it? What did you pay for this place? How much reno did it need?
I think 317.
317.
Yeah.
Freehold town?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
Did it need much reno?
None.
Nothing.
No.
0.
Yeah.
That's not common.
Yeah.
No, it's a nice little pocket on the mountain that had newer towns that we don't normally see anything in, and then
Oh, I remember that. What's the name of the? Can we name the street?
yeah,
What's it called?
Upper Sherman.
No, but that neighborhood is the address Upper Sherman?
Yeah,
Okay. I remember those buildings though.
yeah.
Like they're kind of like skinny 3-story. Is that the one?
I think there's a different one. They're only 2-story, I think.
Yeah,
Mm.
interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
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 But it's rare. Like there's just a pocket of towns in that one section, and there's not much like it around. And they
Right.
were newer construction at the time.
You remember the year they were built? Pretty close to that, 2016.
Yeah, I think they were like 2010 or 2011, something like that. So
Oh,
they've-
okay.
2012.
Yeah.
Yeah.
One of the strategies I like, newer Freetown holds, less than 10-year-old free towns. Yeah, freehold
Yeah.
towns. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then what did you rent it for? Originally,
At that time, it was 1600.
Yeah, and
are you
those,
socialist? Was this 1600?
those were great numbers at the time.
Wait, that's rent to own rent?
No.
Okay.
We the challenge came when we wanted to do a rent to own, and then there was some screw up somewhere.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so I will not go into details about it.
Same
but,
tenant?
Yeah, same tenants. Yeah, so we were supposed to do a rent to own, so the rent to own figure would have been a little bit higher, but I ended up renting it for 1600. But they've been really great tenants. So
Is the rent still the same right now, or did you come up a bit? If you rent
yeah, just a little bit, but yeah, just a little bit
Mhm.
because they are still there. It's
And that's the tough thing too. When your mortgage hasn't changed, if you haven't done a refinance, then the numbers are still fantastic, even at the just over 1600, right? So
What's not refinancing?
yeah.
I don't even know nothing about that, would you?
yeah. Yeah. Well, the thing is, in terms of refi, it wouldn't make sense because then you'd have to go back to your pockets
Possibly, yeah.
over time.
Mhm.
But we did actually refi these 2 properties.
No, you have?
We did, because that helped us buy our daughter a house in Ottawa. So yeah, so that was like the baby
Yeah,
for the 2 properties.
well,
Yeah.
for sure. And I think
Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
a lot of people get caught up on, after you buy property 1 or property 2, where does the money from the down payment for the next properties come from? And you're usually self-sustaining by that point. If you do refinance on that, or a lot of people will
Mhm.
add to their line of credit on their primary residence in order to
Yeah.
move the money around, but you're just taking the equity from the existing properties to buy
Yeah.
the new ones.
Yeah.
Actually, what's market rent for that townhouse now? You rented for 1600 still, roughly.
Probably it would be between 2500 and
Yeah, it's pretty high now.
3000. I don't know. That's what I think.
I think you're around
2500.
25. Yeah,
2500.
yeah.
Yeah.
Does your tenant know what a deal he's getting?
Oh, they know.
Okay. Oh, because if they're like, hey, Mr. Rich Landlord, doorknob's broken, come fix it. Like,
Yeah.
hey, this is what the rent should be.
Yeah.
Never mind, I'll fix it myself.
Especially as a rent-to-own tenant, they're supposed to do a lot of their fixes, right?
Yeah.
But still,
No, it's not a rent
Not
to
right now,
tenant.
yeah.
No, it wasn't actually a rent. It was intended to
to
be,
be, and it's not. Yeah.
but then we went on straight rental.
Straight rent.
So,
Gotcha.
Yeah. Yeah.
So even if it didn't cash flow well then, at 2500 with a 317 buy, that's fantastic, and no renos.
Mhm.
It's impressive. Okay, so tell us about this Ottawa property. So you left us because you grew your wings. You left us in Hamilton.
No. Some things happen just naturally in terms of progression. Our daughter was admitted to Ottawa, and we thought, okay, instead of her going to live in residence, why not spread our wings?
In first year, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that's what we did, and because of the experience that we had with our Winterberry property, so we did the same.
Right.
So we furnished the the rentals, and
Same thing. You use all the same SKUs.
exactly the same. And,
I love it.
and any student rental that I'll do, that would be the model because it works. You don't break anything.
Exactly.
You know,
You've got a proven process. Why change it?
Yeah,
right? So-
yeah. And the other thing is you get better quality students.
No kidding, eh?
Yeah.
We've generally just avoided stage furnishing just because I know the fire department works for it. They don't like it. It's on their checklist for lodging home, but it's lower on the list. It's much more lower on the list than the more important things that we concern ourselves with. But yeah, no, fascinating. If it saves you that much headache, then
Yeah.
Like-
It does.
yeah.
Yeah.
So what did you buy? Was it like a 6-bedroom, 5-bedroom in Ottawa?
It was it was a bungalow, 3-bedroom upstairs, and then 2 bedrooms in the basement.
Mm-hmm.
But we wanted our daughter to live rent free, so we added another room in the basement. So,
There you go. So is she your property manager?
yes.
Yeah. Of course. So she has to earn her keep,
She
right?
had to, yeah.
And she fixes stuff in the house?
Yeah.
She collects rent?
She
Shakes down her friends when they don't have rent money?
She does the rent collection, so
Perfect.
Wait, so who filled the property? Who found the other tenants?
she found it.
Oh wow.
But she was in first year.
Yeah. She attended the IWIN meeting
Uh-huh.
one time. Actually, I brought her here. Yeah.
So
And she learned everything she needed to know from that one meeting. All right, thanks for the plug.
Well, I made her read some books.
There you go. See? That's good.
Oh, what books did you make her read?
She read the property management written by
Quentin?
Quentin.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
And that's it.
That was.
That's a great
there-
primer if you're going to be a student landlord.
There
Shout out
were,
to Quentin
there
D'Souza.
were a couple of others, but they were US based and all that. But the information that we got from that book was really good. Yeah.
We'll make sure you get you a copy of my book. So James contributed, so it's got to be decent. Yeah, I make her read that one too.
Yeah.
I wrote the chapter on student rentals on that one. It's probably not very good. I don't know if I could fill a 6-bedroom. And she's what, 19?
18.
18-year-old property manager. Good for her.
Yeah. Well, now she's 22. So.
Yeah.
But,
Is she she's still at school?
no, she's not at school currently. So
Did she take a year off?
yeah, she took some time off.
Okay.
Yeah.
I can't blame anyone for doing
Yeah.
that.
Yeah. And it's still in Ottawa, or did she come home?
She's home, but she still manages the property.
Oh, there you go.
Virtual.
Yeah.
Virtual
Well,
superintendent.
well, basically, I have handyman and I have people. Who
You have the team.
I have my team
Same
there,
team
so
there.
it's not. The thing is, you're not creating a job for yourself. That's the most important thing. You don't want to be fixing stuff. I'm not handy at all, so
Yeah.
yeah.
And are you expanding your portfolio in Ottawa, or?
No. This was more a one-off at that time.
Yeah.
I don't know. I am not fan of getting a lot of properties. I would rather pay off what I have and kind of not over leverage. That's
From a mortgage professional, it's usually not common. Mortgage everything.
I know. Yeah.
Refi. Brrr. Print that money.
But he didn't talk about his other properties still too.
Which other property?
Those I have with some joint ventures. So
In Hamilton, or
we got some properties in Hamilton
some?
with some joint ventures, and then we're expanding to North Bay. So yeah,
And Kitchener, right?
and Kitchener.
Yeah. You see, he forgets.
Forgot about that.
Other properties.
Wait. I thought you just said you don't want to have a lot of property.
Yes, because those are not personally owned; they are with groups, so with a group, and it was more. Those are my coaching clients, basically. you know, I'm helping them through the process.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And so it's part of me sharing the knowledge that I've gained from you.
Well, it was neat to see him take the reins to be able to be the real estate expert with the joint venture partners as well.
Mhm.
So
Mhm.
he kind of translated his learnings from the other properties into those ones, and you got some other really good deals too. So good numbers there.
Yeah.
So were you on like TikTok and like raising capital, offering real estate opportunities?
No. These are just good close friends of mine.
Okay.
Yeah. Because the thing is, in terms of sharing information, I would rather see my friends doing well.
Of course.
And for me, that's key. If my friends are doing well, then I'm doing okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's a tough one though. I found, personally, it's taken me. I've been an investor since 2009, and some of my friends are only just now looking at real estate. Even though I've been talking about it, probably boring everybody to death for the last,
Yeah.
12 years, and people are still finally now starting to take some action.
Yeah.
But you did a really good job of converting some of your friends to take out you're 4 different joint venture partners at least,
Yeah.
which is phenomenal. Even though I've been touting the benefits of real estate for years, you did a better job at converting them.
I only have one joint venture partner on one property. That's it.
Yeah. Well, the thing is, I think transitioning into, I wanted to understand more about finances and all that, and I got my mortgage license, and I realized that sometimes it may be better to use private money, and then you have less headaches in terms of always passing, discussing a project with somebody. At times, if you use the bar method, you'd do okay. You may not need to use a joint venture partner, especially if you're not intending to grow to 1,000 properties. So I think the process that you go through is very important, and especially if you know the goal. What are your goals? If your goal is to only get 5 or 10, probably you don't need a joint venture. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
if you structure your finances well,
Mhm.
okay, and you work with a good mortgage broker who can help you through the process. Yeah, because there's cheap money out there. I mean, even if it's 10%, it's still cheap if you are going to hold it for 2 or 3 months and then refinance, right?
Mm-hmm.
And get all your money and recycle the money.
Right. So you changed your investment process to do that. So
Uh,
when you enter a property, you borrow privately.
Yes, and then I fix it up, and then we refinance.
Okay.
Yeah. We're not doing the full gut. No. You just need to look at a property that has some value, cosmetic stuff, and you fix it up and go back to the banks.
So then, what would your renovation budget be then?
20 to 30,000.
Okay. Yeah.
you
So
look-
very cosmetic. We're not getting super aggressive here.
No,
Like
no.
kitchen, some paint, some
Yeah,
floors,
yeah.
appliances maybe.
Yeah. Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
And then how much are you able to extract then on the refinance? Well, really, it's not even a refinance. Sort of is.
It's really fine. You get probably like this one property we did. We spent 30,000. We got a lift of 80.
Oh.
80,000. So,
Just from kitchen and paint and
but
flooring.
buying right. That's the most
okay.
important thing. Yeah.
Was
you
James
need
to help
to-
you buy right?
This is out of my wheelhouse.
Oh,
These are and I wanted him to kind of share a little bit more about all this stuff up in North Bay, because
Yeah.
I think there's somebody else we were talking to that we know has been looking at stuff up there, because I know that the North has been growing kind of exponentially, and
Yeah.
even though they've seen the same percentages growth, like the 20% year over year change, their entry point is still much lower. So even if the appreciation's smaller, you need a much smaller down payment compared to $1 million Hamilton bungalow, which we're seeing right now.
Right. But the renovation budget's the same though.
Yeah,
It's pretty close to what everywhere.
yeah. In terms of if you get a good team, because the problem is you also the contractors are a challenge to get. Yeah.
Well, that's everywhere. Not even just in North Bay.
Yeah.
Oh no, but it'll come out eventually. But one of our clients in the northern Ontario city, their general contractor declared bankruptcy, so the trades are going after our client.
Oh wow.
What? Not our like. They're working with someone else. They're working with another
yeah.
realtor in a different town in northern
Yeah.
Ontario. So not our client on that deal.
Yeah.
But yeah. Not pretty.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I think the most important thing is who do you have. Like for example, for the North Bay properties, it was more the property manager also handles the construction, the renovations, okay, and she brings it to her own standard because she's the one who is renting these houses, and she's telling me, okay, if you buy this is how much I'm gonna rent it for, and she does it exactly.
Wow.
So I think having a team is key, and especially for the new people, because
because how often you want to drive to North Bay?
That's what I was asking you. I think you said you've only seen the house once, right?
Just once.
How far is the drive? How far is your drive to
3
North
hours. 3 hours.
Bay? Each way.
Yeah.
Can you even get there today? Like it snowed today.
Yeah. Did you make like a trip out of it? Did you go like spend quality time and sightseeing and family stuff, or did you just strictly business just to see the house and home?
No, we did a site tour. We drove around and stayed up there.
I was gonna say 3 hours and then come home. It makes sense to stay over a couple of days at least, especially in the summer. Hopefully.
Summer it's really good.
It is very nice.
It's very nice. Yeah.
How long is the summer? It's okay. It's supposed to be a real estate show. Sorry, I'm just curious about these things.
Yeah.
And then what's your plan? Like so you mentioned you don't want to have a lot of properties. Are you gonna where are you expanding next to then? Are you gonna expand any city?
Not really. If I were to do anything, I would come back to Hamilton. I'd come back here. No, the thing is, in terms of the north, you're going to get the cash flow. And once you have enough cash flow to give you some room, then you can come here and do more stuff, right? Yeah, because it's challenging to get cash flow in Hamilton, or unless the down payment is quite a bit, and for a person who is starting, it would be a little bit challenging. So you would need to start somewhere, and then once you build up some capital, you can come back. Yeah.
I think we've seen property values and down payments triple since you started looking, at least since 2016, 2015.
Yeah.
So if the average person didn't have their own primary residence, saving up that down payment is getting harder and harder, which is why I think most people are pulling equity from their primary residence because they've taken advantage of the uplift that we've seen across the GTA.
Actually, the story of you buying your daughter a house is a good story. So does she put any money into it?
No.
Oh, so you're one of the 30%.
No, but it's the Winterberry and Upper Sherman that bought.
I know that's still your money.
Yeah. So.
You see, you're one in 3 home buyers that's getting help.
Yeah.
But it's your house. It's not in her name, is it? Or is it in her name?
No, it's not.
Yeah.
What? Oh, actually, I'm getting that question a lot.
Yeah.
Why not? Why can't the house be in her name?
Well,
you're the mortgage professional. I don't know anything.
Well, you still have to qualify for a mortgage. You still need to have credit. You still need to have down payment, and you have to prove where the down payment is coming from. So a student will not have that.
Okay. You would have had to co-sign anyway, even if you wanted it in her name.
Yeah.
So you didn't want to share the property with her, so that's why you left her off. Smart.
Yeah. Well, the thing is, if things change, right? If a student decides to move and do other things, what would happen? especially if they are not contributing to the mortgage.
Right.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Okay, so when she's done school,
yeah.
is she planning on staying in Ottawa, or
No, probably no.
and then what are you gonna do with the property?
I don't know. Yeah.
I'd sell it, move the money back to Hamilton.
Yeah.
I have no bias.
I was gonna say if he's got a good, you're right, but if he's got a good setup there, it's nice. Though it's a lot closer to come see your properties in Hamilton than it is in Ottawa. That's for sure.
Yeah.
It's also one less relationship he has to manage too.
Yeah.
Yeah. The thing is, yeah, we go to Quebec in the summer, and
Yeah.
that can be an excuse of us driving all
Business
the way.
trip, you write it off.
Okay. I thought you were talking about him staying in the house.
No. We inspect the
Oh,
property.
he drove.
and then,
You drove to Quebec
yeah,
to check on the property, and he just
Yeah.
happened to.
And had to stay at the Four Seasons in Montreal, right? Yeah.
Business expense.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think that's the taxation aspect is what a lot of people are missing in terms of just how good the system is for somebody who has a property or a business.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, because I mean, all your mortgage interests, all your expenses are tax deductible. So.
Mhm.
Yeah. And that for immigrants, that is very difficult for us to grasp
Mhm.
because we grew up in a system where you have to save,
Mhm.
okay, and put the money in the bank,
Mhm.
okay. Now here you're being told, you know, if you actually invest, you're able to write off some
Mhm.
some expenses, which is really good. Yeah.
And with inflation the way it is, money in the bank is worth less and less every week at this point.
Yeah.
Taylor, you're an immigrant?
Yes, I am.
Oh, no one told me that.
Yeah.
Where are you originally from?
I'm from Kenya.
Kenya. Okay. Who's from Kenya, I think.
Hmm.
What's the name of the city?
I don't come from a city. I come from a village.
Uh-huh. Is there a name of the village?
Well, it wouldn't even be known, but I would say.
If I Google Map it, will I find it?
No.
Pardon me if my ignorance is coming through.
What's a typical population of your a village?
Yeah, is it our Walmart?
A Walmart? We don't have Walmarts. Actually, I don't think we have a Walmart in.
Kenya, period?
I don't think we do.
No.
Well, not that I know of. Yeah, but it's small town, similar to small town here.
Uh-huh.
But when you talk of small town, you have one shop and you have a tea place, not a Tim Hortons, a tea place where you know.
Sorry, did you say one tea place?
Yeah, one or two. Yeah.
We can walk to one or two Tim Hortons where we are right now. And they have like 20 staff in each of them.
Yeah. No, it's a different. It's a different place.
For sure.
Yeah, and yeah.
And then you wanted to leave, obviously?
I
Because you're educated. You're well educated. More than us.
So what? Well, I left Kenya to go and do a master's in Belgium. I did a master's in Belgium, lived there for 3 years, and then I came to Canada to do a PhD.
Very cool.
But I ended up doing a master's in Halifax.
Hmm.
Yeah, and that's where I stayed in a student rental. So that was where I began.
So you had experience.
Yeah.
You had experience as a student.
I lived in
Very
yeah.
How many years ago was that?
I came in 2001.
Cool.
So,
How old were you then? Can I ask?
I was in my 30s. Yeah.
So these opportunities aren't available back home? You had to go to Belgium and Halifax?
No, I I had a scholarship when I when I went to Belgium, and then I got a scholarship to come here too. So.
Oh, so you're really smart.
No, not really. I'm just opportunity skill.
Okay.
I'm probably downplaying it a little bit. I'm sure not everybody's just handed a scholarship. So
What's Halifax? Why'd you come out here? Why'd you stay in Halifax? I love Halifax.
Halifax was it was a nice city. Lots of snow. I didn't like it. But then in terms of job opportunities in my profession, this place is better. Ontario is better.
Mhm.
Yeah. The population is also
population
larger.
is massive compared to out east. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then why did you start getting into real estate?
We bought our house in 2005 when Zero Down was still available.
Early good
Oh
days.
wow.
That's how I got into the market. Otherwise, I didn't have the down payment.
That you missed out.
Yeah.
Zero down.
But at that time, I actually started house hacking because we were specifically. I told my realtor at that time, I'm not looking at any house that didn't have a tenant.
Hmm.
Yeah. And my calculation was that I was paying almost $1,000 in an apartment, and the house that we were to purchase, the houses in Mississauga were like 300,000 that time.
Outrageous.
Yeah,
That was expensive then, of course.
it was very
was,
expensive.
Oh yeah, I remember those days.
Yeah.
I thought it was ridiculous.
But the interest rate was also high. Yeah?
Mhm.
So my
Sorry, do you remember what the interest rate was for the young people that are listening?
it was around 4%.
Oh
I
my
think around
god, 4%.
And it went to 5%.
How-
at
Yeah,
one
I think
point.
they were creeping up then. Yeah.
Yeah, because I was on variable. and then it came down, and I was like, I felt blessed. It came down. But my calculation was that if I was paying $1,500 in an apartment, if I was able to get into a house that the mortgage was around $1,500 at that time, and a tenant was paying me the tenant was paying $700. So I was way ahead.
Mm-hmm. Definitely.
Okay, so that's how my expenses after I moved into the house was less than when I was in
Interesting.
apartment. Yeah. So I think that's when I got into real estate.
Mhm.
Yeah,
So sorry, what was the tenant renting? A room, a basement?
at the basement. So we lived upstairs, and she lived in the basement.
Got it.
Yeah. And
Fully
that-
legal, right? All legit, permits and everything.
No, I
No
didn't know.
comment?
I didn't know anything about that.
I don't even think they had permitted basement suites back then. They were all illegal.
So they had their own they had separate
Yeah.
kitchen.
Yeah, yeah.
They have
yeah.
they have a separate side entrance, or
Separate. Everything was separate.
oh, okay,
Yeah,
okay.
yeah. And
Sorry, what was the property? Was it like an 800,000 square foot bungalow type thing, or
no, it was a semi-detached, around 1,800.
oh, big?
It's a- yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, a big one.
yeah.
Two-story?
Two-story.
Okay,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
Because that's about what you paid for your Winterberry
Yeah.
for the same square footage.
Yes, yeah.
And you still have that house?
No, we sold it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So that's what has helped us do all these things.
Mhm,
Yeah,
mhm.
Mhm.
yeah. Because initially it was like pay down your mortgage until I read Rich Dad Poor Dad, and
Yeah.
and then I read the Smith Maneuver
Mhm.
book, and things change.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Amazing how just a couple that there seems to be a lot of common first books that a lot of real estate investors read. Rich Dad Poor Dad being the one I hear the most,
Yeah.
myself included.
Same.
Yeah.
I actually kind of pivoted lately though. As in the second book, I think is our book. And obviously I'm biased, but if you want, because I think you need to be tactical for today.
Mhm.
And you think about all the books we read in the past for specifically around real estate, they're not tactical for today,
No.
right? So
Yeah.
versus ours tactical for today's market. So I am
Good.
biased, obviously, but what would you read second?
Yeah, there's so many books that were fantastic, but the underlying principle still is valid today, but like you said, the tactical and the execution doesn't work
Yeah.
in this market. So you need
Yeah.
something that's been updated for sure.
Yeah. Especially like for myself, I'm analytical, so I need to first start with the macro. So the book, the first chapter I wrote was on macroeconomics. So, and I think when you look at it that way, it drives the decision. Like, because in my opinion, it's a mistake not to have real estate. I think you guys would agree.
Mhm.
100%.
Yeah.
Yeah. See, that's an endorsement of the book.
He hasn't even read it yet.
He knows what you've heard us present it from the front of the room.
Yeah.
It's not different. We're not that creative. Hill, you want to talk about building a business?
Yeah, the thing is, in terms of most of us work,
Yeah.
okay, and
Yeah, you have a full-time job
I have a full-time
outside
job.
of real estate. Yeah.
Yeah, and basically, I see a lot of real estate investors who move from move from a full-time job to investing, but being an active investor, and that is just like having a full-time job. So after reading several books, I think one needs passive income that does not rely on your time. And so even when you're building a business, of course, the first few years, there'll be some groundwork to be done. But the eventuality is that you need to have the business run on its own. Okay, so that's where I come from in terms of any business that you create. You don't want to be an employee of the business. You
Mhm.
want to own the business, right? Yeah. Otherwise, you'd be transferring your status as an employee to another status where you are still an employee, and that doesn't give you freedom. And I think why most people do real estate is more to have freedom to do other things that they love. Okay? Yeah. So.
Yeah, I was on the phone with someone from the dealership where I got my car from. And we got started talking about real estate because he doesn't own anything besides his own home. So I said to him, imagine you had two properties worth $500,000 each, right? So you have $1 million worth of real estate.
Yeah.
If it just goes up 5%, that adds $50,000 to your net worth. How long does it take you to save $50,000? How many people make $50,000 that they put away each year?
Yeah.
He says, nobody.
Yeah.
Right? I don't know where I'm going. But to your point about, I know lots of people who've gone full-time into real estate just to replace their job.
Yeah.
And sadly, it's going to come out probably pretty soon that some of these bigger outfits have gone belly up. It's actually kind of funny because, like James and I follow the stock market more. Like, for example, Peloton. There's the saying, go big or go home. Well, a company like Peloton, they're going home.
Oh,
Right? Well, they laid off 2,000 people.
wow.
Right? There are only 2,400 people in the company. They laid off 2,000. Right? They went big. And so big is not always better.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
It's great for the ego.
Yeah.
Doesn't mean you'll be successful. Because scaling is not easy. Building businesses is not easy.
Yeah. Yeah.
I live it. And I guess that it's not for you. And you've determined like growing at a slower pace is good for you.
Yeah, I think more in terms of I look at myself. I'm more productive, connecting with people, talking with them, guiding them. I like to see success in people, and so if you have a boutique business where you are starting with somebody and you're moving them through a journey like what James has done for me, that is more valuable as opposed to doing a deal here and then going to do another deal there. That's not scalable. It's not a business. It's for me, I think the connection, the relationship is more important, and then building that and hoping that whoever I'm coaching would also do the same to somebody else. Okay, and especially for immigrants like us, we don't have families here. Okay, you are alone, and where do you learn these things? Really, if you don't have a parent who has a home, you don't even know how to get your first mortgage. Really,
Yeah.
okay, you don't even know any realtor, right? Yeah, I moved from Halifax to Ontario. I knew nobody. I don't have any family in Canada. Okay,
Did you even know where your community was? Or there's got to be Kenyans in Toronto.
yeah, they are, but who do you know? You don't know anybody. Like, like if you went to, where you grew up in Pickering, right?
I did, yes.
Yeah. So if you went to Pickering and say, "Oh, I grew up here," who do I know? You don't know anybody, right?
There's
Yeah.
not a group of, there's not a Pickering town in Toronto, right?
Yeah.
Or-
Yeah. So I think for most people who are coming from outside, either recent immigrants or even the ones who've been here for some time, it's very difficult to build a community. Okay. And we all want to own real estate because we know it will help us. But how do you start? Right? Yeah. That's why groups like what you have as it helps a lot because when I came here, I realized, oh, okay, now I know a realtor. Oh, now I know a mortgage person. Now I know a lawyer. Okay, yeah, because you're coming into a team of people. Okay, you're not just going alone. Okay, yeah. So I think that's something that is important, especially when you go to a new place. Yeah, and we are getting how many 400,000 new immigrants
Each year.
each year.
It's actually higher. It's like I haven't read the report yet, but I think it's like some years are like 417, 430. Like it's bigger. 'Cause
Yeah.
the original plan was 400,000.
Yeah.
Now it's a bit bigger than 400,000 each year.
I don't think that number even includes the students.
Students.
The students.
Actually, no. It's more. Currently, they're emphasizing on the students. If you come as a student, then there is a pathway of you to become an
Yeah.
Permanent residence.
Oh, but that number doesn't include students.
No, most students get jobs, and they get included in those.
But I think the
numbers.
government target doesn't include the students that turn over.
Uh,
I've seen it. I don't know.
okay.
I'm not sure.
I need to look at it more.
Yeah. 'Cause
Yeah.
that's how you got in.
Yes, I got in through the student process. Yeah.
Now you were before we were recording outside this room, we were talking about you were sharing how it's easier for someone outside the country to come in and if they're going to try to immigrate to Canada, it's easier if they come to a small town in Canada.
At the moment, there are several programs that the government is promoting, and like there is a northern, I think Northern Ontario rural program. I forget the name exactly, but the government is trying to promote people to go to the small cities because the cities are dying and the
They're
towns.
dying.
Yeah, because there are less people. People are moving out of those towns, so you don't want the population to go down.
So they're backfilling them.
Which makes
it
sense.
seems- Yeah.
So why are they dying? Do you know why these towns are dying?
Well, I'm not an immigration consultant, but
Is North Bay declining?
no, it's steady. It's
Yeah.
been steady, but I think in terms of the government is looking at the tax base, right? So the more people you have, the more taxes you get, right?
So including that municipality, they're
So-
trying to raise taxes too.
So the municipalities, the more people you have,
Yeah.
the more consumers you have within the
Right.
municipality, and the more revenue you get.
Right.
That's my thinking.
Right. So they're prioritizing both job vacancy and also towns that need people.
Yes.
Right. So it's
yeah.
so it's like a twofer, not just they don't have one problem; they have two problems:
Yeah.
shrinking tax base, and they probably need to have job vacancies.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And you know what? Canada is huge. They need people.
Oh, it's big, yeah.
Right. Right now, let's say, for example, if you're in a northern community, you'd need a doctor, you'd need a nurse, but you need a mass, a critical mass to support that,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, and a lot of these towns don't even have doctors
Yes.
because they don't want to live in rural. A lot of them don't want to live in rural.
Yeah.
You make a lot of money. You generally want to live somewhere where you can spend it and enjoy it.
Yeah.
There's not much to do in a lot of those towns, especially some of the really further north that are just like mining towns, right? There's nothing there. Very similar to Kenya. There's like one bar, one
Two
local
tea
shop.
houses.
No.
Not like
No.
yours. I'm just saying.
What I'm saying,
If you
what
go
I was
super
saying
far
about, I come from a small rural town.
Mhm.
It's not that if you went to the city like Nairobi, it's the same as
It's a big
Toronto.
town.
There's no difference, okay?
Yeah.
But if you come from the rural parts of the country,
Uh-huh.
it's completely different,
Right,
right?
right,
Yeah,
right.
yeah.
So did you come? Did you come to like the student visa program then?
Yes,
Or-
I came as a student, so
Okay, got it.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
And that's probably the easiest way to come in, isn't it? You don't have to get stuck
Well, the thing
in
is,
black fly country.
no, the challenge with this it's more if you have the financial, you have to prove that you can pay. So if you have a scholarship,
Uh-huh.
yeah. If you don't have, then
Uh-huh.
you need to have money.
Right.
Yeah. Okay. A student in Canada would get a student loan, but
Yeah.
you
yeah.
didn't get a student loan to come and
Right,
study here,
Right.
right? Like, how many parents pay for the the school fees for their children?
Mhm.
You have HOSAP. A lot of people take HOSAP because they cannot save,
Yeah.
right?
I ain't
Yeah.
taking OSAT.
Yeah. Oh, wow.
My kids aren't taking OSAT.
Yeah. So many people do. But there is a facility to take you through school,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Yeah. If you are coming here, generally somebody has to prove that they have enough money to support themselves, which is
And move to rural town, Ontario or Canada.
no, it doesn't necessarily mean you don't have to go to school there. No.
Right.
But what I'm saying is it's easier for one to go to school in
Yeah.
Northern Ontario because if there is a program that can give you a pathway,
Uh-huh.
why not? Okay, but you can come to Toronto. Okay,
I mean, then the cost for education has just skyrocketed as well since you came as well in the last 20 years. Like compared to what you and I paid when we went to school,
Oh yeah, mine's doubled.
more than that.
Oh, I still paid a lot.
Yeah.
No, a bit more than double. Yeah. Yeah.
You're in a different program. My basic program is probably 5 times.
No.
Yeah.
Biology? It's 5 times?
I think so.
What'd you pay when you went to school?
1996.
You're old. Yeah.
Pretty sure my tuition was maybe $7,000 or $10,000.
Oh, for a year?
Yeah,
That much?
maybe that included my
Books.
and included I was in residence.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, that's probably all in. Yeah, it's probably books, residence, and tuition.
but still, that's 5 times that's only $35,000, right? What's the cost now for a year?
I don't know.
Yeah.
My school's different. I think I paid 12. I think in my last year. Now it's like I think 30.
Right.
30 grand a year tuition alone.
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, it's crazy.
So now an international student will pay probably
Way more
double
than
or
that.
triple.
Oh wow.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's moneymakers
Yeah.
for the schools.
yeah,
They love international students.
yeah. So that's unaffordable to a lot of people.
Yeah. It's unaffordable to Canadians.
Yeah. Well, Canadians gonna pay that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
60, 90 grand per year for undergraduate.
Not
know if it's
90,
worth it.
probably 40, 50,
Yeah.
50K.
They should pay it to us. We'll teach them how to make money. Oh man, people are gonna call in and ask.
New University. Irwin University.
No. MBM University.
Iowa University. There you go.
MBM 101. Drive a fancy car. Oh man, what time is it? Oh wow, it's almost been an hour. Oh god, wow. Time flies. Hillary, it's been so great catching up. Hillary, anything else you want to share that we haven't talked about?
So as I mentioned, I recently became a mortgage agent, and
Was that really recent?
well, yeah, over the last 1 year.
Okay.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's
pretty
that's-
recent.
That's,
recent.
it's recent, but that's you
Yeah.
got to had 12 months of experience, right? Like it's not like yesterday.
Yeah, yeah. But I'm working with a team of other people, and we have probably, I would say, over 20 years of experience in this.
Mhm.
I have one, but I'm
Mhm.
working with somebody who has more. And my idea is to help the new people navigate through the process, through the planning process. Because I mean, mortgages, it's numbers, right? I'm very numbers oriented. I'm a scientist by training, so the thing with somebody can do the numbers, but they cannot plan and show you, how to get to your
Yeah.
goal, especially if they have not gone through the process. And I think in terms of the experience that I have and the knowledge and the teams that I have built, I would serve these people better, because if you came to me and talked to me about a mortgage or a property that you're looking at, and you tell me what your goals are, we could, change the conversation and say, why can't approach it this way, okay? If your intention is maybe to quit your job in 5 years, that's a different
That's aggressive.
discussion, as opposed to if, okay, you're like me, you want to buy a couple of properties, pay them off, and then do other things, right? So I think that is what is the value that we are bringing, and of course we also have the experience, and we can work with you through the process. Yeah, just like what you did. You worked with me, and I know when I call him, he'll answer, right?
It's been very cool to see your evolution from
Yeah.
not knowing anything all the way to now serving other people and helping them do the same thing you did. So it's very cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think people would like to know. So your joint venture partners, these are good friends of yours. Like James and I mentioned, we haven't converted anyone from our own social circles. What do you think worked to convince your friends to invest in real estate
Well, the thing
with
is,
you?
the thing is, it's just sharing. Okay. How did Jesus convert people to become Christians?
I honestly don't know.
It was more showing them this is the way, this is how it is done, and all that, right? It's making students out of your friends, and because if you see a good thing and you tell them, you know what, I think this is a good thing.
Yeah.
Okay, if you did this, hopefully within the next 5 years,
Yeah.
a tenant will have paid your mortgage by this amount of money.
Mhm.
Okay, are you able to save that money? Probably no, right? And you show them this is what I did,
Mhm.
and hopefully when they look at those numbers, they say, no, it doesn't. It makes a lot of sense.
Mhm.
And
Mhm.
then I connect them to somebody who knows what to do in terms
Mhm.
of purchases, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like the gentleman from the car dealership I was talking to today, he just bought his first investment property with his brother. He's like, "Oh, I heard tenants are rough." I'm like, "Here, search front lobby, put them through these systems. It'll make it much better." And then I was explaining to him the whole like landlord credit bureau. He's like, "That's amazing," because he works in used cars. He understands credit.
Yeah.
Like he's like, "You could do that. That's amazing."
Yeah.
Right? But you don't know what you don't know
Yeah.
until you talk to people who do know something.
Yeah.
I don't know much, but at least pretend to.
We know the right people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like one of my first clients. Like they were very nervous buying their first investment property, and I said to them, "What problem can you think of that we can't solve within 3 phone calls?" Right? What problem do you think you can't solve within 3 phone calls? Real estate world. Is there anything?
No.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Right. So like it's easier than ever. Right.
Yeah.
Awesome. Hillary, do you? Okay, so I always invite people to share their contact information. So
Yeah.
TikTok, Instagram, Snapchat,
Yeah.
smoke signal, carrier pigeon.
I just started a YouTube channel.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah. The Mortgage College.
Mortgage college.
Yes.
So they just search mortgage college or YouTube/mortgage college.
If you search Mortgage College, you'll see it. Basically, I'm giving tidbits of information on the processes, what I've gone through, some numbers I
Mhm.
share, and also anything that I think will be helpful for somebody who is new. Okay, you'd find it there. And then I have a website. So it's called My Mortgage Coaches. And
My mortgage coaches.
Yes.
Cool.
Yeah, I want to create coaches.
Yeah.
Okay. And then yeah, they can email me and we can chat.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
All right, Hillary, thanks so much for coming in. So great to see you again.
It was nice to chat with you and James. And,
Great to catch up.